Oh, oh, we started? I'm not sure yet, but we might have. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, yeah, so the race is live now. It seems like it, but Kade is still in the ball screen. Not sure why. But Napalm and Pillow are already starting to run. Pillow already took some damage, so he had to restart, but he's now at the boss. But Napalm is already finishing the Trigger Twins, which is a really good boss to get, honestly. Ooh. Okay, some issues, but it should be working soon. So this race will be held in 1 hour, and the winner is the one who gets the fastest time, the fastest run in that span of 1 hour. So you can reset as much as you want, as long as you finish at least one run. And I would say the goal for this kind of a race would be a 13, maybe 12-minute run. 11 minutes, if you're super lucky, that would be really good, but not very likely. So I would say the odds are pretty even with all of these runners right now. Because Napalm is great at execution, Pillow knows how to map well, and CadeMofu is just pretty good all around. So this will be an interesting race. Okay, so Pillow is already on the second floor. He got the portable tables. They're actually not as bad as they may seem. Oh, it might have a sniper rifle too. If that's the case, that'd be epic. Yeah. Just gonna restart the stream. Actually, 1 second. Okay. So, never mind. So, Pillow actually just has M1 Garand, which also has a scope synergy, but not the good one. The good synergy that you actually want to get with scope is between the sniper rifle or the op, which is the 360 yes scope synergy. And that synergy is completely broken. It allows for incredibly fast runs because you can one-shot all of the bosses with it. Seems like we are having some issues with setting up the stuff. And Napalm reset it again, but now he has a balloon gun, and he already killed the goal. It seems like a very good start for him. The time may not be the best, but it's still a good time. And he has a very good weapon, a weapon that can carry him to the very end as a boss weapon, and also good room clear. Pillow taking some damage. Okay, and the shop has the compressed air tank, which would be amazing if Pillow can get it. It seems like maybe Kade's stream flat out died. I'm not sure. Not sure what's happening, honestly. Yeah, Kade's stream is down, sadly. So we just have Napalm and Pillow to spectate for now. But Pillow has the elephant gun, which is not amazing, but it's actually still pretty good. It's definitely useful. Especially considering that he doesn't have full health right now, so he can't utilize the blasphemy. And there we go, he goes to pick up half a heart, so he has blasphemy beam again now. And he'll be able to go fast again. Napalm is also going pretty fast right now, utilizing those guard flashes, and gets Fusilier. But the balloon gun should be pretty good against Fusilier. As long as he doesn't get hit, obviously. Yep, and there goes Fusilier. But Pillow is already at the 3rd floor boss, which is... he got Dreadnought, which is pretty much the best boss you can get on 3rd floor. He's definitely the fastest considering his amount of health. And the second fastest would be Cannon Balrog, but that's depending on whether he will disappear or not. But if he disappears, you lose a lot of time compared to Dreadnought. And Napalm is still clearing the 2nd floor. Let's see what Pillow is going to get from the boss. It could be something amazing. As long as he gets health, which he should be able to get, he'll be fine, honestly. He still doesn't have a great boss weapon, but with weapons like that, he can hold on. So he gets the Icebreaker, which is pretty much just a trash gun, especially on a speedrun. It doesn't do much damage, and the freezing effect just doesn't help you in speedruns at all, basically. But Napalm actually has a sling, and he's already on Amaconda. But Pillow is basically 2 floors ahead. Well, he's going to be just 1 floor ahead right now. But Pillow is looking good right now. But we do have to remember that this is not just a race of a single run. It's a race of a whole hour. So if one person is taking the lead, that doesn't mean anything yet. It's all gonna matter in the end when the 1 hour passes and we can see who got the best time. But so far, Pillow seems to be having a decent run. He could get a pretty decent time with this. Assuming he doesn't get an absolutely trash 4th generation. Because if he gets one of those, he'll kind of be just completely screwed over. And seems like Napalm goes for the reset instead of continuing the run, which is fair. His time wasn't the best. He did have a sling, which is a very good boss weapon, but his time just wasn't cutting it, and for this kind of race you do want a good time. And resetting is allowed, so you can reset as much as you want to, just to get the best time. Though I would suggest getting at least 1 run in, because if all you did the whole hour is just resetting, well, then you won't have any time to compete with. So, you're going to be rendered a loser instantly. The Pillow's run is going relatively okay so far. As I said earlier, he really doesn't have any good boss weapons. Or any good weapons for that matter at all. So, he really needs to get kill pillars right now. And after kill pillars, he needs to get a good boss weapon. Otherwise, I would say this is a reset, because the time is already starting to look pretty slow. And Napalm is already on his new run. And he gets Trigger Twins, which is very good. Trigger Twins is basically the fastest 1st floor boss, especially if you're on bullet, so you can actually kill both of them at the same time, so you save a lot of time. Let's see what kind of a drop he gets though. He did get hit, so he lost the master round, which is unfortunate. But he gets the boxing glove, which is pretty much garbage. Using the boxing glove is very hard, and it doesn't do good damage either. Only the super punch actually does good damage, and even then, getting the super punch is hard. So all he has to work with right now is still just his own blasphemy, since he did get full HP back. And Pillow actually got Warmonger, which with the weapons that he has is still actually very good. Because shotguns, especially with gun dropping, are really good against Warmonger. Ooh, it might... Kade might be starting soon. Hopefully he'll have his stream back. Okay, yes. So now we have CadeMofu as well. So we can actually spectate all of the runners. So that's good. Okay. CadeMofu utilizing those guard flashes. And Pillow does decide to reset instead of continuing the run. Which is, I would say, a good decision. Because that run was starting to look very slow at that point. So there wasn't really much point in continuing it. And so Napalm is clearing the second floor right now. CadeMofu opened the blue chest and got post shotgun from it. And the post shotgun is pretty good, honestly, especially with quick switching and blasphemy. It's pretty useful. It's not amazing. It's definitely not gonna carry you to amazing times, but it's definitely gonna help and shrug off some seconds from the run. And Napalm just utilizing those chain flashes like I got he is. So Pillow decides to reset again. Let's see if he gets good luck this time. What this race is really all about is just grinding out and getting the good run. Something like 12 seconds would be very good to get in this. Napalm is having some trouble with the Beholster, who lost his master round to him. And Kade finished the Gatling Go and only gets a Dungeon Ego, so nothing useful. The Dungeon Ego is far worse than just Blasphemy DPS, so he's definitely not going to be using that. Pillow gets hit again. But Pillow can see that chest room to the left of his, so he might go for the chest room and see if there's anything amazing in it. Or he might just go for the boss and see if it's Trigger Twins, and then he will reset. CadeMofu decides to reset again, because the time was just not good enough. Not good enough. And we can already see Napalm getting very bad loading times, putting him at a disadvantage, which is quite unfortunate. And Pillow got to the Gatling Go fight. Oh, so Napalm actually has the Bundle of Wands. And the Bundle of Wands is a very good weapon, both in bosses and especially in rooms. Because in rooms, the Bundle of Wands has an effect which is called Transmogrifying. And if you get a Transmogrifying effect on an enemy, it basically turns it into a chicken, so it instantly kills that enemy. Which saves you a lot of time, especially if you get the Transmogrifying effect on a very tanky enemy. Or an enemy that has several phases, for example like a Shambling Round. And even at the bosses, the Bundle of Wands is a very good weapon, honestly. And Napalm actually got Sinner Grace, so let's see what he gets. He gets Hexagon, which is a very good gun that he just got. Now he has two weapons, which have the Cast Iron synergy. And the Cast Iron synergy is a synergy between the Big Iron Revolver and Bundle of Wands, Hexagon, and Witch Pistol. Either of those. And if he gets that synergy, he'll be in a very good shape, because that synergy is frankly overpowered. It makes the Big Iron shoot both the Bundle of Wands, Witch Pistol, and Hexagon shot for every shot you do. So it does insane damage as well as insane percentages of transmogrifying enemies too. We are seeing a lot of resets. They are resetting again, and Kade is on the second floor now. Goes into a Corridor Mimic, so let's see if he goes the other way. Yep, he sees that that is a Corridor King, so he goes the other way, knowing that that's the slower way. Napalm is killing the Dreadnought right now, or Cannon Balrog, sorry. Interesting that he is using the Elephant Gun and not the Bundle of Wands. I would personally use just the Bundle of Wands because it's very accurate and has amazing DPS against bosses too. And he is utilizing the God Flashes on that invisible phase. CadeMofu falls into a pit accidentally, so he'll probably have to drop one of his master rounds now to get the blasphemy effect back. And Napalm finished Cannon Balrog, gets the ice cube, which is not useful to him right now, though it does give him a bit of coolness, which will be potentially useful. And Pillow is killing the Bullet King right now. A pretty slow fight, but it's one of the safest ones, especially if you're on Bullet, because you can just abuse him with Blasphemy. Let's see what kind of a drop he gets. He gets the Colt, which is really not a good gun. It has already DPS, but it's definitely not a gun that you would want to get. So he'll probably be relying on shops or just getting a good generation right now. And you can continue in a setup like this because just Blasphemy alone already shreds the second 4 bosses. So you can actually continue the run and see what you get on the second 4 boss. And after that, if you don't get anything good, I would say it's a reset. Because third floor is where you really have to start getting good boss weapons. Because at that point, the Blasphemy just doesn't cut it for boss killing. CadeMofu doing some Gorgon struts but failing and getting hit. But it's fine because he has the Shell Shotgun, which also does amazing damage against second 4 bosses, so he doesn't need to care now. It's just unfortunate that he lost a master round. PillowChrome actually got Blockner, and getting Blockner is frankly depressing, because he just wastes a lot of time and you often don't get anything good in return anyway. So it's just depressing all around. Gets Shotgun Coffee from Blockner though, which could be useful. There's both, oh, he gets the Quad Laser from the shop as well, which is gonna be very good for bosses. But there was also a jar of bees and a regular bottle in the shop, which both can be potentially amazing. Well, the bottle of bees will just be very useful in general. But the regular bottle has a synergy, has huge synergy potential. And Napalm is already in the last intersection of Hollow. So he'll be making the decision now, trying to go the right way. And CadeMofu is clearing the third floor right now. Goes into a set piece. I didn't see if it was from a Fate room, so yeah, it seems like it was. So let's see if he goes the other way. He continues for a chest, which is fine. And he also gets Shotgun Coffee, just like Napalm did. Interesting. Definitely interesting RNG right now. And PillowChrome got Amaconda, which is nice with Bullet. And Quad Laser destroying those add-ons, so you don't have to care about them at all. Napalm got Kill Pillars, which is very good, honestly. Getting Kill Pillars on Bullet is good because the Blasphemy can hurt all of them at the same time. You can potentially get a multi-kill, but it's still pretty hard even with Blasphemy. Though it would be also very fast if he got Warmonger because of the bundle of wands that he has, which is a good boss weapon against him. Napalm gets the Winchester shotgun, which could be useful. It's a genuinely good shotgun. While PillowChrome gets the Gungeon Ant, which can be good if you get the Crown synergy, where the Gungeon Ant basically turns into a 100 ammo RPG, which is a very good synergy. It does a lot of damage and has a lot of ammo, so it's incredibly efficient. And CadeMofu actually got a teleporter prototype, and he's carrying Cannon Balrog right now. So when he gets to the Hollow, we can potentially see some very spicy skips if he gets a good teleporter RNG. If he gets a very good RNG, he may even skip the floor entirely, and that'd be amazing. And CadeMofu is actually doing a perfect Cannon Balrog abuse right now. He stops him with his body, and because he's immune to damage, since he is Bullet, he can just do this and have a lot of free damage in. But Napalm is clearing Forge right now. Got to the shop, nothing useful in the shop, and he doesn't have money either, so he just goes away. And CadeMofu gets the prototype railgun from the boss, so if he gets a very good teleport right now, he can save up a lot of time, especially with a good boss weapon in his hands now. Let's see if he gets amazing teleporter luck. Oh. No clue where he is so far, because I can't just see it from the map. Seems like he might have gotten a good skip. Nothing amazing though. He just skipped a lot of rooms. He may be in the last intersection right now, possibly. And I think Napalm might have gotten the bad Forge generation, but I didn't see. And Pillow is already onto the third floor boss. Okay, so yeah, CadeMofu got a very spicy skip with the teleporter prototype, setting him into the last Fate room, so he only had to fight a couple of rooms to get to the boss. And he did go the right way, so that's a really good play by him. And Pillow has the Sling and Quad Laser, so he'll be able to kill bosses fast too. And he gets Cannon Balrog. But Napalm is already onto the dragon fight with pretty good weapons and a very solid time as well. If he does well in this fight and utilizes gun drops well, this might be, I would say, a 13-minute run, maybe a bit more. But overall, a good run, and finally a run finished. And so CadeMofu finishes the High Priest, gets Face Melter, which is a potential one-cycle weapon if you can place the amp well. Let's see if he gets a spicy skip here as well. It could make for a very good time right now. I don't think he... Oh my god, we might just witness a new world record, actually. I think it might be a new PB of his. Oh my god. So CadeMofu got the perfect skip. He got teleported right to Dragon, so he now just has to kill the Dragon. He saved so much time right now. He's going to have a huge advantage over the other runners right now. And he'll definitely end up with a very good time, as long as he doesn't die, obviously. But I don't think that will be the case with CadeMofu. That is an insane skip that he just got. It's definitely not going to be world record times, because for world record times he should have been a Dragon at 7 minutes, I would say. And as we can see, he'll already be missing the record soon, which is 9:39. But it is going to be a very good time, potentially even his PB, but it doesn't look like it, sadly. But Napalm already finishes Dragon, finishes with a time of, I would say, 12:50, something around that. Gets the perfect pillar skip as well. And CadeMofu already goes into the second cycle. Let's see if he'll be a... Oh my god, I think he plays the amp correctly. Yeah, that RNG Twerker, exactly. And it may seem like he plays the amp perfectly, so he may be able to one cycle now too. But he isn't standing correct. Oh! It's gonna be close. Oh my god, so he gets the one cycle. So this is gonna be an insanely good time for Kade. I don't know if this one will be able to be beaten, to be honest. Let's see, so he'll be ending up with a time of 10:30, I would say. So Napalm, yeah, exactly 12:50 as I said for Napalm. So Napalm has a time of 12:50 now. But Kade will have a time of like 10:30, I would say. Maybe 10:34, which is an amazing time, honestly. That is one of the times that you would want to get, besides sub 10, obviously. But absolutely incredible time by CadeMofu. Amazing RNG, and good skill too. So it's gonna be really tough to get to beat that time now that he set it in. Let's see if Pillow or Napalm will be able to get an equally as amazing RNG as Kade did. But Pillow dies in the High Priest fight. And Kade, oh my god, I'm a genius today. Kade gets exactly 10:30, just as I said. Okay, so CadeMofu has 10:30 now, while Napalm has 12:50. Wow, this is quite the race so far. This RNG is just absurd. So it will definitely be pretty hard to beat Kade's time. It's possible, but I would say if you're going to get to if you're going to start beating 10:30 in a race format, you may as well go for the record right now. Because if you beat 10:30, there's a big potential that you could just get the second place already. Or maybe even the record, though sub 10 is definitely very RNG dependent. Kade just didn't get the perfect RNG. Napalm gets cursed bullets from a random chest drop, which is gonna be nice. Kade is just not doing anything, he's just sitting. I feel like Kade's mind might just be filled right now with, oh my god, this could have been a record. Or he might just not care at all at this point because his time is so good. It's gonna be insanely hard to beat it, and so he quick restarts. Okay. Pillow still hasn't completed a single run, so let's see if he does now. What he's doing is really grinding out that time. And I'm not sure if Pillow is stream sniping, but if he is, then he does. He literally knows that he has to grind out, because at this point, with the first place being 10:30, it's definitely going to be very hard to beat it. So a regular finished run, similar to Napalm's, wouldn't cut it, I would say. But Napalm has a pretty good time as well. Gets the Emperor from the Bullet King. Not an amazing weapon, but it could be pretty good, especially with curved bullets. CadeMofu killing the Bullet King as well right now. It will be very hard for him to get a better time than he already has. But let's see if he actually manages to do it. The madman, CadeMofu. The myth, the legend. The sub-11 player. That said though, Pillow also does have a sub-11 run on the leaderboard, so he could pull off a comeback here. Gets to the boss at 30 seconds, which is good. And gets Gatling Go, which is also a good boss to get. Kade gets the shot grab, but he also gets the golden casing, so he may be able to get something good from the shop. Oh, also, Twicker, if you're still watching, could you say if the volume of my voice and the music is good? Because I'm not sure if it is. So Napalm clearing the second floor right now, as well as Kade. And Pillow finishes the Gatling Go fight, but gets a Brick Breaker, which is not the best. But he'll get a bracket key now, which he will definitely save a lot of time for him. Kade's stream a bit lagging, and Kade also got the worst room of the second floor. The music is pretty low, I can bump it up. Okay, I bumped it up a bit more. So yeah, Kade actually had to fight in the worst room of second floor, which takes a lot of time. And Pillow is seeing some cursed enemies due to that bracket key purchase. Napalm fighting the Gorgon right now. Should be a fast fight. The time isn't great, but he could get something amazing right now. It's definitely going to be interesting to see if anyone gets CadeMofu tier lock today again. And PillowChrome gets a Blockner again. After already seeing him once today during this race, he gets him again. Which is very unfortunate, honestly. Getting Blockner just really sucks, because he wastes so much time of your run, and often doesn't reward you with anything good either. Or the best boss to fight in the speedrun on each floor. The first floor, assuming you're playing as Bullet, the first floor would be Trigger Twins. Second floor would be either Beholster or Amaconda. Third floor would be Threadnought, depending on your weapons, but if you don't have any other weapons besides Blasphemy, then Cannon Balrog is the second best. And Mind Flare is the worst because he is very tanky. And for fourth floor, which is the Hollow, the best bosses are either Kill Pillars or Warmonger, again depending on your weapons. If you have a good area of damage weapon, say for example RC Rocket, which explodes, then Kill Pillars are going to be the best one, because you can damage all of the pillars at the same time. But if you don't have anything like that, Warmonger is the second fastest, and Priest being the absolute slowest boss of Hollow, for sure. Because Priest is just pretty tanky, as well as he disappears, so that makes you lose a lot of time too. And the best boss for the fifth floor is the Dragon, who would have thought? Okay, so Pillow fighting the Beholster, which is, as I said, one of the best bosses to get on second floor. Gorgon is very fast as well, to be fair, but Gorgon can lose you some time because of the phase where she disappears. She goes underwater and you can damage her, so you lose a bunch of time. Has any decent speedrun been from another character than Bullet? In the past, yes, but right now, not really, I wouldn't say. There are decent times, but nothing very competitive. In the past, though, the global record, and that was before Turbo was a thing, the Turbo... Oh, The global record was a convict run, which was a 13-minute run by me, with a teleporter prototype too. So the record actually used to be not bullet, but it got beaten shortly afterwards. With I think a 12:51 run, I'm not sure. Yeah. Neither of the runners really getting any good RNG so far after their first runs. Napalm is going to be resetting again. And CadeMofu gets Mind Flare, which is very bad, and he gets hit as well. So he has to restart. They had a bad time, bad weapons, bad boss as well. Just overall, a lot of unluckiness. And PillowChrome gets Mind Flare as well, which also is pretty bad. But he does have the bracket key, which will help him in boss killing. It's not amazing, but it definitely helps. Definitely better than just doing it with only Blasphemy. So both Napalm and Kade are on the first floor now, clearing it again. While Pillow will be progressing into the fourth floor now. But he really needs to get something absolutely amazing to beat Kade's time now. Or to get to second place to beat Napalm. Because Napalm's time is, although pretty good, I would say. Sub 13 is very solid. It's a good time, but it's definitely beatable. And he only gets a crossbow from the third floor boss, which is very unfortunate. Not a good boss weapon, not a good weapon in general, honestly. It's only good for the first floor, and that's it. Kinda useful on the second floor as well. So Napalm is fighting the Bullet King right now. Bullet King is the slowest boss on the first floor, but he's also the easiest one. Ooh, that was actually very interesting. I think Pillow did use the bracket key, but the blue shotgun king actually didn't get hurt from it, which was definitely weird, and he got damaged due to that. So that was actually very interesting. Okay, I didn't see what Napalm got from his boss, and he's already on the second floor, I presume. But those loading times from playing on Switch are really hurting Napalm, putting him at a disadvantage compared to other runners. And Kade decides to just restart again. And half an hour passed, so now we have only an hour again to work with. If I were in Pillow's situation, I would just try to get at least a decent run in, which he is doing right now. He's not resetting yet, although this isn't a time that would beat Kade's. But it's definitely going to be a decent time, especially if he gets to the boss fast. He just doesn't have any good boss weapons, which is really hurting him so far in his run. Napalm gets to the second floor and finds Winchester, and that's a game that I've never seen before. And I presume that Napalm never seen it either, so he doesn't know how to do it. Got one of them? Let's see if he will get the other. Ah, he missed the other one. And missed it on the last one as well. So he'll probably getting, yeah, a brown chest with just the key in it. So just unfortunate, a lot of time loss. That was pretty sad, honestly. And Pillow got kill pillars, and he's not using his bracket key so far, which is interesting. Okay, there we go, he used it. So it could be possible to multi-kill with the bracket key, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, he kills all of them at the same time, so he saves a lot of time due to that. But his time is just not amazing. 8 minutes going into the last floor is pretty decent, but not amazing, I would say. Starting from mid 7 minutes is the time you would really want to get, and low 7 minutes and maybe sub 7 is absolutely the time you would want to get. So Pio will be clearing the last floor now, and Kade is clearing the second floor, while Napalm already killed Damaconda, so let's see if he gets anything good. He gets the Patriot, so he actually now has a very good boss weapon, and he also does have the Big Iron, which is pretty useful. CadeMofu also gets the Winchester game, but he gets a relatively easier one, but he also gets quite unlucky with the shots, so he only gets a blue chest. But it does give him the flag bullets, which can be pretty useful, especially depending on what weapons he gets. And unfortunately for Pillow, he actually got the one way out generation on Forge, which is pretty much one of the slowest generations you can get on Forge. It's, I would say, the second slowest generation, especially depending on what variety you would get. Napalm is already clearing the third floor, while CadeMofu is still in the second one. I think he might be confused about the generation. Let's see if Napalm does the good old blanker. Yep, he does. Blanks all of the enemies into the pits. Saves you a bunch of time and just looks very cool in general. It does seem like Napalm actually got the Gungeon on the third floor, which is just a huge loop with a shop and boss, and he now is in the boss room. So he goes up and he'll already be at the boss. But he unfortunately went the slower way, in which you go by the shop and not by the boss instantly. So Napalm is at the threat note fight now, and Kade is killing the Beholster. While Pillow is at the dragon fight now. He doesn't have any good boss weapons though, so the fight is gonna take a while. Can you see, can you explain the flick I see them doing sometimes to hit all the enemies in the room? So that flick, as you said, is a certain glitch with Blasphemy that we have called the guard flash. It's a glitch with Blasphemy where if you swing to one of the sides, then you press reload and turn to the other side very quickly, and you do it all pretty much in an instant, but in a very specific order, which is swing, reload, and turn away. That makes the melee swing of Blasphemy enlarged, so it actually hits way more enemies on the screen, and it can save you a lot of time because you can kill a lot of small enemies. And especially with chain flashing, which is also a glitch, where you do the guard flash, but then you turn to the other weapon, you switch to the other weapon, but then back to Blasphemy. And that way you can continue guard flashing very fast, and it saves you a lot of time, because you can kill a lot of enemies at the same time with it, even those that you cannot reach usually. Pillow will have to 2-cycle sadly. Kade is clearing the third floor now as well, while Napalm is in the hollow now. Yeah, no problem. If you have any questions, do ask them. I'll do my best answering them. So it seems like Pillow actually missed the 2-cycle and he has the 3-cycle, which really sucks for him, and definitely ruined his time. If not for the 3-cycle, actually, I think Pillow might be able to secure that second place right now with his run that he has going right now. Let's see what time he gets right now. So it's 12:10. Okay, it could be faster than Napalm's time. Let's see if it is. Ooh, but CadeMofu gets the AWP. Wait, but Kade, you have the ethereal ring. You can steal the AWP. Oh no. I don't think Kade remembers that he has the ring of ethereal form, because he can actually use that ring to just steal the AWP, and then he has the potential to get 360 yes scope, which would be absolutely insane to get in a race. And Pillow shoots himself, so let's see what kind of a time he gets. My assumption is 12:48. And his time is 12:52. Misses the second place by 2 seconds. Well, basically 3 seconds, really. That's really unfortunate. Only steal the rat key from Bella. Yeah. Steal that rat key to save a lot of time. Yeah, that's really unfortunate that Kade doesn't remember about the ring. I'm not sure if he forgot that he has the ring, or that he doesn't know that it can steal to begin with. But he does have flag bullets, so that's epic with the face melter. But he's also not using his ring to for protection either. I think CadeMofu may have just completely forgotten that he had the ring, which is definitely making him lose some time. I've been hearing a lot of streamer talking about races. Is that all you? Kinda, I guess. Okay, so CadeMofu remembered about his ring, so he's utilizing it to tank a lot of damage now and just do the fight very fast. Napalm is in the High Priest fight, and he's going to be killing him very soon now. Not him, now that he is not in the invisible state. That's so cool. I see. Thanks. And he gets the commando from the High Priest, but it's a but it's a pedestal mimic. Yeah, I would honestly just kill the pedestal mimic with the Patriot to get that commando. The Patriot would be my boss weapon, but commando would be what I use on rooms. And Pillow finishes the go fight and gets Sticky Crossbow, which is frankly pretty much useless. And Napalm goes into the Forge with a time of 9 minutes though, so I wouldn't say that it's possible for him to beat his current time. At that point, I would just honestly reset. And Pillow did get the early shop generation, so he'll be able to map this pretty easily as long as he gets lucky with the paths and goes to the right one on first try. And Napalm may have gotten the gold generation actually, the gold gen as we call it. And indeed it is. So he got the gold gen, which is the best gen you can get on Forge, provided you don't get a lot of phantom rooms. So let's see. Actually, now that he has gotten this exact generation, and he goes into the right path, and he can see the right path very easily. You can see where the chest whoop is and where the right way is. So he just needs to go left after this room, and he may be able to PB on this race. No, but he goes the wrong way. He doesn't see that that's the chest rotation, so he now missed the opportunity to improve his time by going and clearing an extra room, which is very unfortunate. But let's see how many phantom rooms he gets. I'm not sure if it's still possible for him to improve his time, but maybe if he only gets a single phantom room, it may be possible. And Pillow is killing the Gorgon. Let's see what kind of a drop he gets. But Napalm gets unlucky and gets a single phantom room so far and falls into the pit. And falls into the pit again because he assumed that that enemy would die from a single roll and swing. And he gets 2 phantom rooms, so he actually has to clear extra rooms on the path to the boss, which is very unfortunate. CadeMofu is just really not in a good spot right now. I don't know why Cade is continuing at all. To be honest, I would just, at this point, reset because he already missed his best time. So there's no point in continuing this run at all. Every reminder to hate Amaconde and appreciate Gorgon? Yeah, exactly. But he does have the amazing Face Melter synergy. And he goes to to do the glitch with the ethereal ring form, where you go behind Warmonger. So the fight basically becomes free. Not like it wasn't free to begin with, to be fair. Napalm resets again. And Cade finishes. I think Cade might just be continuing this run for curiosity's sake, to see if he can one cycle with this setup. PillowChrome gets a Cat Claw from the red chest, which is a very good boss weapon. Kinda useful in rooms as well. It's basically, to some degree, the better strafe gun. Gets Singularity as well, and CadeMofu actually gets the good 4th generation. Let's see if he went the right way first try. And he didn't, unfortunately, so he went the wrong way, which was the shop way. So the right way should be downwards now. Okay, so CadeMofu actually does not know that the long corridor means wrong way. So think he should know it by now. If anything, we can explain it to him later on. So the right path is downwards. Napalm finishing the go fight and getting with Marshall, which is a pretty good pistol, honestly. That's very solid damage. Pillow killing Dreadnought right now with the Cat Claw. But I think he's spamming a bit too many needles. Definitely more than he needs. As a noob that just always clears anything, it's insane that you guys know so much of the map. Yeah. A lot of newer players get surprised by the fact that we even know that the maps aren't random. And they always assume that the map is completely random, even though they may see some common stuff sometimes. I would say as far as mapping goes, Pillow is probably the best player here in this setup of 3. Napalm is pretty good as well, but he just doesn't have as much experience. And Kade is also very good at mapping, but he just doesn't know some very small quirks. Pillow clearing the hole right now. Not with the best time though, sadly. And yeah, CadeMofu just goes for the dragon fight to see how well does the setup do. What about secret rooms? Can you predict those just as well? Kinda. You can't predict them, but you can see them in chest rooms. Without even having to crack the wall sometimes. Because there are certain textures that give away the secret room position. They are not always there, but sometimes they are. That setup that Kade has is just insane. Just shredding that boss. And Napalm finishes the Gorgon fight with a pretty good time as well. And he gets BSG, oh my god. And he has a very solid time, but I think because of the loading times he might have a pretty bad time now. He left at 3:21. Let's see what kind of a time he gets. Let's see if CadeMofu can also one cycle. Not like it matters right now, but just for fun, I guess. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, he won cycles, even though he didn't have enough ammo in the face melter itself. And Napalm is still loading. Oh my god, this is actually so sad right now. Oh my god, so Napalm actually got 12 seconds added to his timer. Just because he is playing on Switch and the loading times are very slow. That is just very unfortunate, honestly. And Pillow reset it again. Gets the Screecher from the blue chest in an early chest gen, which is garbage, so he decides to reset right after he took damage. Which is very understandable for sure. I would reset as well at that point. But that BSG that Napalm has is just so amazing. Just saves so much time compared to actually having to clear the room. Just pop one of those balls and the room is cleared. Bam. Kade finishes with a time of 15:40. Doesn't beat his 10:30 though, which is an absurd time to get during a race. Again, 10:30 would set you, I think, at 3rd place right now. Yeah. Because Kade's PB is actually 10:20. And the 2nd place is 10:12 by Pillow. So yeah, he just got an amazing time. It's insane that he got this kind of a time on a race. That teleported prototype dragon skip was just so dumb. But that's what this race is really all about, honestly. Just getting lucky and utilizing that luck. Napalm finishes the Cannon Balrog fight with also a very solid time. As long as he continues at this very solid pace, he will be able to improve his 1250, assuming the loading times don't completely fuck him over. Pillow also gets a bad start again. Laser rifle from the boss when he didn't have full HP, so that's an instant reset. CadeMofu got the Gungeon on first floor, seems like it. So the right way should be left upwards, the short corridor above the long one. And it is indeed the right way, just as I said. And Napalm is on hollow now, with a time of 540. That BSG will be able to save him a lot of time. But he still sadly doesn't have an amazing boss weapon itself, although you can obviously use BSG for that. CadeMofu does the Kade strat, which is killing the Trigger Twins below them with Blasphemy. So he avoids getting the second cycle. Gets the nail gun. And a trash gun again. I would say that's just a reset. But he decides to keep going. I guess he continues to go just to see if he gets an early shop. And potentially get something good from there. Pure resets again. It may be an early shop actually. And it is. He did get the early shop gen. But he doesn't have any money though. He only has 25 casings. And it only has angry bullets, so at that point I would frankly reset. PSG is the same as Dark Marker, but Marker is underrated. No, well, the reason Marker is underrated is because the Marker is just worse than the BSG. It takes far longer to charge, and it also has less ammo. Because Dark Marker is 200 ammo, right? And you have to shoot to actually start charging it. Although you can shoot it inside a wall, so you don't actually have to waste ammo. But in a perfect case scenario, the Dark Marker is 20 shots. So 20 clears of rooms. While BSG actually has 25 shots. And it's far easier to use. And faster as well. And it's actually a good boss weapon too. Because of a far faster charging time. Dark Marker is absolutely amazing on speedruns as well, but BSG is just straight up better. It's just a better job. Gets a villain from the boss fight, so Pillow actually got a good weapon. The villain is a very solid weapon. Kade goes into the boss fight, which he gets the holster, but he has to use the wind-up gun as his main weapon for him. Napalm got a very unfortunate generation. Let's see if he gets kill parers, that'd be amazing. Nope, he gets High Priest, which is unfortunate. But the BSG can actually hurt High Priest when he's invisible. So BSG is definitely gonna help him in this fight if he continues to use it as his boss weapon. And so he disappears. And I think Napalm actually doesn't know that the BSG hurts him. That, or either he's actually saving up the ammo just for room clears on the next floor, because he will definitely need those, especially considering that he doesn't have full HP now. Pillow goes into the shop, which turned out to be the wrong way, and there wasn't anything good in the shop either, sadly. And Napalm is about to finish the fight. But this time though, the only saving grace that would help him right now is getting a Gungeon again. With actual good amount of phantom rooms, or none at all, which would be amazing. But if he gets one way out, or the trash chest rotation generation, I would say at that point it's mostly just a reset. Especially with no good boss weapons besides BSG. And PillowChrome is killing the Beholster right now with his villain, and again, villain is just a very solid weapon. It's kind of alright at the bosses, but it's just amazing on the rooms because you can multi-kill so many enemies with it, and it does very solid damage. So Napalm actually got a good generation. Yeah, he got the 3-way out, which is one of the good generations that you can get on Forge, depending on if you go the right way or not, and falls into the pit. That's actually not the first time today that he has fallen into the pit in this exact room on today's race. Okay, and it does seem like he may be on the right way. And he gets Helix bullets, which are broken with BSG, I'm pretty sure. Even though Helix bullets are supposed to split the damage between the two projectiles, I'm pretty sure the explosion of the BSG actually gets full damage on both of those, so it does insane damage. And unfortunately, he went the wrong way. Oh, and it is absolutely broken with mass shotgun. There's no doubt in that, and I'm pretty sure it's confirmed that the spread of the mass shotgun doesn't get affected by damage ups at all. So those do full damage pretty much, even though it's 2 bolts. 2 bolts. Kade finishes the cannon Balrog fight, gets the shotgun full of hate, which is a very good boss, very good weapon overall, honestly, both for the bosses and enemies. While Pill is clearing the 3rd floor, gets hit, but then gets heart piece right again. I won't make fun of him. I've lost runs to skill test rooms that involve a lot of jumping on moving platforms and pikes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making fun of him, obviously, because I do that myself all of the time as well, and the other runners too. And the main reason why that happens is because turbo speed is just so fast, especially when you have faster movement out of combat, and turbo mode on top of that, as well as blasphemy speed up. It's really easy to accidentally fall into pits, and you do it all the time. Okay, so Napalm decides to reset at that point. It wasn't gonna cut it. But we only have 5 more minutes to go. 4.5 actually. So this is gonna be a very close one. But it does seem like CadeMofu will probably end up the victor this time. The first and second time I was the winner, but this time CadeMofu is on a redemption arc, and he's getting the win this time. And Mind Flare decides to disappear right as Pillow was about to finish him, which is unfortunate. Amulet of the Pit Lord has joined the chat. Actually, during the first race, I got Amulet of the Pit Lord, and it actually helped me during the run. I did fall into a pit and I avoided damage with it, so it actually helped me in the race. I know it's a bad item, but I'm so glad when I get it. Yeah, exactly. It's not amazing. I'm not happy to get it, but it's very useful. Like, if it does happen, it definitely helps. Nothing good in the shop for Kade, sadly. He was clearing the hole right now, but gets hit by one of those dirks. Napalm decides to reset again after seeing that the shop has stuff that he doesn't want and can't afford either. So clean start both from Kade and Napalm right now. But only 3 minutes to go. So let's see who's going to be the victor. So I'm pretty sure Kade is going to be ending up the victor this time. And Pillow unfortunately has to go through Fusely and waste a lot of time due to that. I like it because it looks pretty. Yeah, the ammo it does look pretty, to be fair. I would probably wear that in real life. Can enable some sweet ass pit tag that grants 3 iframes. I mean, yeah. If you're in a very tight spot, just fall into the pit. Just like that. Kade doing the Kade strat. Trademark. Gets Helix gun, but a very good time as well. Not a great gun. It is gonna be very tough to beat that 1030. Napalm is on the go fight without full HP, which is really tough, honestly. If you're in a tight spot, fall into it. Exactly. And Napalm gets Helix gun as well. Okay, this is some very suspicious Japanese luck right here. Both of the Japanese players often getting the same items. Really makes you think. Really gets the jogging noggin. Oh, does get the kill pairs, which are good if you are on bullet, because the blasphemy can kill them quickly. But he gets hit, unfortunately. He does have the end villain though, but he decides to use the hammer, interestingly enough. You are Wondrous? Yes, I am. You didn't even notice? Who do you think it was then? I should have probably put up the nickname of the commentator somewhere, to be fair. And Pillow unfortunately loses the multi-kill. So he actually has to do the final phase. Cartography ring in the shop for Kade, but he can't afford it right now. Pillow finishes the fight and gets M1 Garant, which is not a very good weapon. Thought it was ETG Racing? I mean, you're not wrong. Napalm also gets Blockner. Oh man. Pillow got 2 Blockners today, Napalm got 1. And Kade so far hasn't gotten a single Blockner. Kade has the best Blockner RNG out there. But Pillow actually gets one way out generation on Forge and gets hit. So, and the time is about to finish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, end. So, 1 hour has passed. Now, all of the players can finish their current runs. And Napalm's just resetted run. And after that, they cannot reset anymore. Those are their final runs. So let's see if Pillow will be able to come back and snatch that second place. But with the generation that he got, and especially the weapons, it just sadly doesn't seem possible. This time the luck was on the Japanese side. Damn, those Japanese runners. But CadeMofu getting that teleported prototype very early on was definitely quite the sight to witness. It basically just just secured the win for him. It was ridiculous. It's similar to how the 6-character race went, as for me. And yeah, Napalm ends, so he can't continue anymore. And Pillow will probably not be able to save anytime. It just doesn't seem likely that he will be able to finish this run in 2 minutes. Napalm is continuing on the second floor. Didn't see... Oh, he got the revolver on the first floor boss fight, which is not a good boss weapon. And not a good weapon in general, but it can save you some time if you have a shambling ground, for example. It's faster to degenerate that enemy. And Pillow got one of the slowest rooms in Forge. And utilizing those tables, which not many runners do, honestly. I think me and Pillow are basically the only runners who utilize tables. Because flipping a table not only just destroys the projectiles around it, but it also gives iframes to the player itself. Doesn't even buy Corsair? Shake my head. Who would even buy Corsair? Andromeda's train for CadeMofu, but it's just so damn expensive. Especially on the 3rd floor. Such a high tier weapon. Oh, item. And he completely whiffed the mapping and went the wrong way, sadly. Because of that room confusing him, I guess. Napalm is actually on a pretty good time right now, and he's about to finish Amaconda, so he might get a better time this time. Good sentence. He might get a better time this time. CadeMofu fighting the Treadnought fight. I actually didn't see what shrine he used, but I think it was an Angel shrine since he lost a container and he doesn't have a companion right now, so it must have been the Angel shrine. And Pillow is finishing his last run. It is sadly not going to beat his best time. So Pillow is now secured at the 3rd place. And Napalm is now at the 2nd place. Assuming he doesn't whiff an insane run right now. Could be bot shrine? Ah, that's true. Yeah, let's see if it was the bot shrine. But I'm not seeing any bot enemies so far, I think. Almost 28 seconds loading time. This is insane. I know, right? It's just very depressing. I really wish the devs have at least replied to that bug and gave their own opinion on it and if they are going to fix it, but they never did, sadly. Until we'll have to 2-cycle probably. There's some very good gun drops, but definitely not enough to 1-cycle. Blood would be unlikely too, since it doesn't help much for speedruns. No, it actually does. The Blood Shrine actually does very good DPS, like, surprisingly enough. And especially if you get the Blood Shrine to proc on a boss and your bullet with Blasphemy, you can actually stand very close to the boss and just slice him with Blasphemy and suck his blood, the boss's blood, and it actually does very good DPS, combined with Blasphemy too. It's actually very good. It's not bullets for Kade. Very tight run though for him. And Pillow will be finishing his run, which should be 40 seconds, I think. But honestly, all of the players getting below 13 minutes today, pretty respectable, honestly. It's just fortunate and unfortunate at the same time, though you can't blame him. That Kade got his insane loadout that he did get. Well, let's see if Napalm can still take it back. He is on a pretty good time right now, but the weapons that he's getting just don't look like it, and Flame Hand as well. Not much better. Hey, what's up, Pillow? How do you feel?
Pretty bad.
Did you see what?
It was fun.
Did you see what happened to Kade?
No, I had the.
He got fucking teleporter prototype, and he skipped right to Dragon when he got to Forge, so he got 1030.
Oh really?
And it was really early in the race as well, so I was really thinking if anyone will be able to beat that time. And in the end, no one was able to do it.
The spreadsheet of it, so I was like, I have no idea what the other times are. I should have had the stream open.
Yeah, so Kade just got the kind of luck that I got during my 6-character race, honestly. A teleporter prototype just secured the win for him. And he got the prototype railgun as well, I think with the bouncy bullets, so it was an amazing boss weapon too.
That has the synergy too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it doesn't seem likely that Napalm will take it back, but he does have a pretty good time right now. Just the weapons aren't good enough.
I don't know what his time is.
Napalm is on 6 minutes and 12 seconds right now, and he's pretty much at the end of Hollow right now. He's going to find the boss soon. And there's a chest teleporter in the shop. The wrong teleporter, sadly. And Kade actually survives and goes into the forge with a time of 10 minutes. And he has the epic CSGO skin for the AWP. Napalm doing some sick chain flashes. And he'll be at the boss very soon, but the time's just not good enough, sadly. But I do think today's race was really good, honestly, with all of the 3 players getting below 13 minutes. And even Kade on his Twitter account said that below 13 minutes will definitely rely on luck. And all 3 of the players had enough luck for it. So yeah, very solid times. At some point, we'll try seeded racing, and there the Japanese luck will not win.
I was behind by 2 seconds. I did not know that.
Yeah, I was also saying, you finished the dragon. I was looking at your time, and I said like, oh, he'll probably end up with 12:48, and you ended up with 12:52. I was so angry.
I missed a 2-cycle because that was dumb.
Yeah. So yeah, it just doesn't seem like Napalm will be able to beat that time. Unless he gets teleporter prototype now, or makeshift cannon, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that synergy even do? Is it the one where you stand still and it does more damage? Seems like it.
Oh, the
The
one that
orb.
Kata has.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Napalm only got a skeleton gun, so yeah, nothing good. And Kada will be probably ending this run just for fun. Kada also, earlier in one of his runs, he got orb in the shop, but he actually didn't get it. Even though he had stealing, he forgot about it and didn't get the orb. So he could have actually potentially gotten 360 yes scope in one of the earlier runs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he just doesn't know about the stealing aspect of the ring of the 3 form, or he may have just forgotten about it. Because he started using it in the boss fight pretty late, so I think he flat out just forgot about it.
I also don't think Kata knows about pushing enemies just based on how fought
Yeah,
that particular one.
yeah. At some point, I think I should make a list of things to tell to Oji-san, which he would then tell to Kade,
Mm-hmm.
because the language barrier makes it kind of hard for them to find out about these things. And it seems like Napalm got the chest rotation generation, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, he did. So that run is pretty much dead.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back into the loop and gets to the Shadow Magician. And Kade is into the Forge, into the Dragon fight. I wonder if the AWP will be able to one cycle.
I think what he'll do before or during the wave attack is set out some Beholster Eye
Yeah.
people, and that'll help him out.
Yeah, some Beholster BDs, and then he'll just gun drop AWP. Similar to what you would do with the Gunslinger Ashes.
Does he also have that?
Ooh. Gets a brown chest, but it only has a Winchester rifle. Nothing too useful. Oh, awkward trap rooms. Yeah, those brain flops just happen way too often in those trap rooms during speedruns. Because you have to think fast, but then you can't, because it's a trap room, so you have to concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent chain flashes, though.
That one usually isn't particularly difficult compared to the other trap rooms that there are.
Yeah. That one can definitely be just skimmed through. Oh, so CadeMofu actually missed the one cycle. Sadly.
Yeah. He was trying to use the Luxon cannon, which does more consistent damage, but it doesn't do enough.
Yeah, it does very solid damage, but just not good damage.
Yep.
Especially at Forge. And he'll be ending up with a time of 16:32, I think. Ugh, going for that pillar skip, just so risky. I can never do it. My heart stops when I try to do it. It's so scary.
Kata usually does it pretty consistently, which is surprising to me, because that's a jump to do.
Yeah, and Napalm actually does it every time, and he never fails it. I've never seen him fail that skip. My least favorite is when you have to go from a moving platform, jump across 2 squares of the traps onto... Yeah, if you don't time it right, you lose at least 3 hearts. Yeah, exactly. There are just some very hard trap rooms. And especially on a speedrun. 16:27. Okay, I missed by 5 seconds. I tried. So yeah. CadeMofu won this race. Napalm in the
Yep.
second place and Pillow in the third place. That was a very good race. Oh my god, CadeMofu getting that teleporter prototype. That was insane. So, how do you feel about this race? It really seemed like you were just not getting any good luck today at all, sadly.
Yeah, I think I went up at least 15 wall mimics today
Yeah, you
in that hour.
yeah, you had a lot of wall mimics, and you also got 2 blockners in today's race, and Napalm only got 1, and CadeMofu hasn't even gotten a single blockner. And you weren't even getting any good weapons either, so it would just really looked very tough for you.
I know what was happening. There was either gold or black, or red or black in the somewhere in the map, and that was raising my magnificence. So I was getting
Yeah,
worse drops from the bottom, even though I didn't open them, which is a weird
yeah.
mechanic
Yeah,
that
it's a
that
dumb
is a little short.
mechanic, but it exists, so you can't just have to deal with it.
Mm.
Okay then, well, let's see what time Napalm ends with, just for fun. And I think then we'll have to be ending. But this was definitely a very fun race, especially to
Mhm.
commentate.
How was you
That
doing by yourself?
I was doing fine. I sometimes missed some players getting some items and I had to look up, but it was fine. I
Mhm.
feel like. And actually, in the beginning of the race, CadeMofu had some issues and his stream dropped for like, I would say 9 minutes. So he
Oh,
started,
really? That's a long
yeah,
time.
yeah, he started a bit later than all of you guys. I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes, and then his stream popped up again. And despite that, he still took the first place with a
Mhm.
incredibly solid time. Like, not even solid, it's a very good time. Surprising that it was
Yeah.
gotten on a race. Alright, so I think what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be throwing the host over to the Japanese channel after Napalm finishes his run. Oh wow. Actually, the Gungeon soundtrack ended. Wow, I didn't think it would. We listened through the whole thing. Amazing. And he ends now. Prime Hand is just, ugh. It's nice on rooms, but on bosses, it's absolutely useless, I would say. Alright then, let's see what time he gets. And the moment of truth. I actually didn't see what time he had when he entered the room.
Same here.
And 16:15. Okay, decent time. Well, anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I'll now be throwing the host over to the Japanese channel. We've pretty much talked about everything there is to talk about. So, thanks for watching, and bye. Good job, Wonders. Thanks. Thanks for watching.